Hey all, Nariana Zone here. We are going to do a quick little review on Baldur's Gate 3. The pros and cons, whether to play or not to play Baldur's Gate 3. So let's just go ahead and start right off and dig into it. Baldur's Gate 3, as most of you know, I have got quite a few characters going at the moment in campaigns. This is my Drow, T'Pring, and we're going to go ahead and kind of get into this real quick and deep dive it. Um, so the first thing that I want to go about saying about Baldur's Gate 3 is the character customization is pretty impressive. Going from the basics to there's plenty of add-ons and customization packs and costume packs out there to add additional hairstyles, add additional character faces, different type of head styles, eye coloring, and everything like that. So the community has really done a great job with adding additional customizations and stuff. Downside to that, though, is you need to have a little bit of technical knowledge on how to install the custom, outfit packs and how to get them to work. So that's pretty much one of the main points for it being a really good game is there's a lot of customization that's available, and there's also pretty good support, and the community is really good. The con, like I said before, is that it does take a little bit of technical know-how to get some of this stuff installed and to work. So then another point I'd like to make is that stuff is constantly being updated, and people are adding new hairstyles, new outfits, new horn styles, and stuff like that to the game. And Larian Studios is perfectly okay with it. And the best part about it, there's no microtransaction. The game has come complete. It's done. It's complete. And all Larian Studios is doing now is patching, hot fixing, and continually polishing the cutscenes, the dialogue, the outfits, the hairstyles, and so forth. So that is really good. Downside of that sometimes is sometimes stuff, bug fixes and stuff causes more problems and things break. So for that, it happens. But that happens with any game. I'd rather have a game that is hot fixed, patched regularly, than to have a game that never gets fixed and there's just bugs. And they just kind of sweep the bugs underneath the rug. So then, another thing that I think is great in this game, is just the high definition. Everything is HD, 1080p and up, and it's just awesome. The voice acting is awesome. Just great job on stuff. The detail is phenomenal. And one of the, I think going through the game first time and everything like that is great, but sometimes the story gets a little long and it can take some time to get through it. And it's a time sink. It really does take a lot of time to get through the game, which is a good thing and bad thing. So, for what you bought, it's yours. And it gets you taken care of. You can play it for a very, very long time. And there's lots of different classes to play, and every time you play a different class, it's a different story. It really is. And your group makeup and stuff like that. So it's a good game. It's just a time sink. It takes a long time to complete. And so that's another good point with the game. And another thing that's really good too is that Larian is constantly keeping their player base informed of what's going on and what type of stuff is happening and where they're taking the game and what they're working on. And pretty much Larian Studios bet their whole entire financials on Baldur's Gate 3. And the voice acting that they did is great. The music is awesome. There's really no downsides to it. The game is really immersive. You either really like some of the characters or you really don't like some of the characters. And you can have them in your party or not in your party. You can push them off a cliff to get rid of them. So the game is really your way of playing the game. And it's just really good. So let's talk about some of the cons. Like I said, it is a very lengthy game. It's D&D rule set, so it can be very difficult at times to figure things out and how to learn and stuff like that. And it does take some patience. I used to play D&D in school, so I'm definitely familiar with the classes and stuff like that, and how they work, and a lot of the background and so forth. So, as for it there's a steep learning curve is the best thing I could say. And then for new players, it could take a little bit of time for them to get used to it, on how everything operates and so forth. So that's my thoughts and opinion of Baldur's Gate 3. Definitely worth a play through. Just make sure that you have the time for it, because it is a time sink. And, what I can suggest is do some reading on D&D and how things work and all the different classes and all the different, specs you can go into, what each class does. You'll find it to be very interesting reading. So that's just my thoughts and opinion of Baldur's Gate 3. Great game. Larian was really on the mark with it. And I think the reason why they were really on the mark with this is they listened to their player community. And they also had early access, which allowed them to fix a lot of issues and go, oh, that's really not going to work in the game. Let's go this way with it. And they did. So that's definitely another plus. Very few, minuses or negatives on the game. A lot of high marks, in my opinion. So I appreciate you taking the time for listening to this video. Thank you.